coming your way. So most small businesses spend 80% of their time doing NRGAs, which is why I believe they do not scale. This is the gap. Anybody want to take a guess on what an NRGA is? And no, it's not a racial slur. Because I typed that in there, sound a little too. Anybody want to take a shot? What is an NRGA? Jonathan knows. That's right, y'all. Non-revenue generating activities. See, type this in for me. Productive versus busy. Productive versus busy. You heard it before. Entrepreneurs, man, we are good at being busy. A lot of us never really master being productive, moving the business forward. Non-generating, actually, before I even show you a list of what this could include, I'm going to ask you guys, everybody, actually, let me give you some brain work here. So first, yeah, like things like creating a logo, especially in the beginning, right? This is less for this group of, 6 figures going to 7. But like in the beginning, like you'll spend forever designing your website, creating a logo, like putting out little fires and planning and doing market research is my favorite. Let me learn this, and let me study this, and da-da-da. Always analysis paralysis, all those things coming in. Responding to non-urgent emails, preparing materials for meetings, and just overthinking everything. And I define a non-revenue generating activity as if you keep doing that thing all day, will it change your income? Will it change your income? So I want everybody to take about 30 seconds on the clock and give me some violin if you want there, okay? 30 seconds. Everyone just type in the chat things that you're guilty of on the non-revenue generating side, whatever it is, whatever comes to mind. What's something that you've done, that you kind of rationalize, well, this is kind of busy, but that won't put no money in your pocket. Like what? Yeah, consuming content's a big one, right? We can all definitely fall into that gap. Love that gap. Learning without implementation, yep. Over planning, daydreaming, that's big, right? We're visionaries. Okay? You're taking the breaks, Yeah, 100%. So, fastest way to scale, and I want everybody to remember this, is you need to switch your time. You need to be spending 80% of your time on PPAs, and I'm talking you personally as a CEO, a profit-producing activity, meaning as a result of doing that thing, you see revenue coming in, a PPA. And if you were to really audit your time, I think what you would find is you're probably spending about 90% on things that don't make money. And I know this because yesterday I asked you a question. How many people did you ask to buy on average? And it wasn't very high. So if you're not asking people to buy, what are you doing? Non-revenue generating activities, all right? So in order to do this, you need to simplify your business. First concept or construct or constraint that I'm going to give you today is this. You need aid. Obviously, it's misspelled on purpose, but you need aid, A-D-E. You need to automate, delegate, and eliminate. Automate, delegate, and eliminate, okay? I'm going to give you real-time examples of this, all right? Automate. When I say this, I mean, are you doing work that a machine should be doing? Are you doing work that can be completely handled by some software, some tool? I will show you a tangible example of this. Listening to voicemails. Sounds weird, but think about it. Voicemails can be 3 minutes. You got to dial, you got to call in. If you have a high volume of clients and you're listening to voicemails all the time, it's huge. So take us, for example, where we're sitting on 150,000 customers. I'll ask you guys, okay? If everybody was calling us, leaving us voicemails, how much money would that cost us? Type into the chat. If we were over here and our best support was just give us a call. And small businesses, we're always doing, hey, just give me a call. Just give me a call. Yeah, I can talk forever. My time's on. Just give me a call. Because we want to oversell the intimacy. But we would lose a ton. It would be like crazy of like how much we lose a voicemail. So let me show you an automation tactic that all of you can implement into your businesses right now this second, okay? So let's see here. I'm gonna call our phone number right there. So there's our phone number. It's 866-GENIUS, which is cool that worked out. I'm gonna call on speakerphone right now here. Okay, hold on. You can come to me on the crane. So I'm calling. Put on speaker. Hold up to my microphone.
Thanks for calling Billy Genius Marketing, your one-stop shop for turning clicks into customers. If you're currently enrolled into the Genius Advantage and have questions about your account, press 1. If you'd like to learn about one of our training courses, press 2.
Okay, I'm going to press 2 real quick.
Hi, you've reached our enrollment department. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and a member of our team will be in contact with you as soon as possible. Thanks, and have a nice day.
Hey, Billy, this is Billy calling Billy, and I'm just showing a demonstration of what transcripting looks like. And so in real time, I'm sending this voicemail. But what happens here is every single word that I say will be transcribed and then emailed to a virtual assistant who will then direct it to the appropriate department. Zero time, all automation. So hanging up the phone now, go back to the Prezi here. People call 866-GENIUS. Oh, I got music going on my phone. People call 866-GENIUS. They leave a voicemail. Next thing, it's auto-transcribed. Every single word of what they're saying. I'm not going to spend time decoding a 6-minute, oh, this happened, da-da-da-da-da-da. Transcribe. We can read it 3 times as fast. Goes to a virtual assistant. Virtual assistant takes it, routes it to whoever necessary. We save time, right? There's a lot of services out there that do that. Another one, if you have something where there's high volume of memberships or something, this is called a cancellation funnel. Cancellation funnel. So if you go to, like, we have a membership site for our Genius Advantage. So we have a whole website and we got the domain, pleasedon'tcancel.com. And so as opposed to processing every single email or call, which again, gets really hard to do. And mind you, I'm showing you this with high volume, but I wish I had done this when I only had a couple customers too. I wish I created these habits early because none of them are expensive, but let's go ahead and demo this in real time, Rhea. Let's go to Rhea's cam. Everyone say hi to Rhea Sunshine. She's always behind the scenes with her cam. Say hi to Rhea, say hi to Paul, say hi to Kay, say hi to Daniel. The team put on this challenge to make it happen, and everybody who you can't see here. But Rhea, what the hell is this please don't cancel madness? What are we talking about here?
Yes. All right. So when you go to pleasedon'tcancel.com, you first have a menu. We do have a couple different subscriptions, so we want to make sure that they are canceling the right one. So if I come here and I want to cancel my Genius Advantage membership, I'll select it. And then I have to answer some quick questions. So please let us know why you're canceling. I don't have the funds, I'm not using it enough, or I want to cancel my free trial. So once I select the reason, it'll analyze my results, and then it'll take me to a page where we have a video of Billy basically trying to save him and not want
Don't leave me, please. What do you mean, baby? Please don't leave me now. You know, or like whatever the pitch is, or hey, and like, look, I'll come to you guys here. And the strategy here is this, is like, look, at the end of the day, if somebody wants to counsel, you let them counsel. But sometimes it just becomes a fear-based and you need to talk, right? Like, yes, I need to do the marketing thing, but like, honestly, I just don't want to dedicate the time, but I know I need to do it, etc. That person needs a kick in the ass. So it gives me an opportunity to have that last conversation there, and it's all automated. Go back to that funnel. You can keep walking through there.
They got that little video. They can click to watch it. Then we give them some bullet points as, you know, why you should stay. And then we actually upsell them here. So you don't want to pay monthly. How about you just upgrade to a lifetime instead? So they can click and actually go buy that.
And it actually, some people do that. It's like, okay, screw it. So it's another option, which is fascinating. Keep going.
All right, then we sell them a little bit more on staying. We've got our Genius Studios. We talk about the support. So maybe that's what they're missing. So we'll link them to the Facebook group to get that support. Keep going. Then it's the final questions. Don't give up. A little work could go a long way. So click here if you want to, you know, continue or stay or continue to cancel. So if they're like, no, I don't want to keep going, I'll cancel. Then we let them know, like, we're so sad to see you. Sadder than a snake with no tongue, sadder than a giraffe with no neck, and kind of add some humor in there. And then they confirm, I still want to cancel. And then the last step would be to fill out a quick survey there, and then that'll be automated.
Yeah, so we can learn and improve. And then the automation process happens, obviously it's canceled, etc. But one thing I want to talk about, let me look at you guys here. One thing I want to talk about is even just like this idea of the cancellation funnel, right? That was like something that the CEO of a company called Lady Boss, they have a high volume of customers. Like, what are you guys doing over there, etc. Then they broke down this whole funnel. I was like, oh, this is super smart. And if you look at the course of a year, this stuff saves you a lot of money. You build it once, but it continues to pay you again and again and again. And that's the mentality that I want everybody to be in. It's like, once you do something, and again, I'm showing you at our stage where there's high volume, but even where you're at, like, use these processes, create these disciplines early so you don't get into the habit where you're doing all of the shit that doesn't actually make you money. Is this helpful to show you guys? Let me know in the chat. These exact processes, these funnels, the auto transcribes. Like, is this the type of stuff that's helpful? Let me know. Okay. Love it. So please don't counsel.com is example if you guys ever want to just play around and look at it. And then also to our transcription process, we can send you some information on that. Okay. In addition to this, and this one I don't need to demonstrate as much, but even like our sales appointments, we're very big on inbound, not outbound, right? Like, let's just do the math here. I'll look at you guys here for a second too. When you're just getting into the game of business, like before that 6 figures, I love outbound, where you're calling people, you're going to events, you're hustling, you're really learning about your product or service, you're perfecting your pitch. But as you grow, outbound prospecting can be wildly time consuming. When I had my mobile oil change company, think about how much money I lost when I was literally knocking on doors, literally handing out flyers. And I'm just losing time there prospecting, right? And so ideally, going back to the dashboard here or the presentation here for a second, the mentality within our company is inbound only and appointments only. Like, you're scheduling a calendar, you're requesting a call, you are waiting for us. So we're not wasting all of our time trying to locate and find people. We are just absolutely focused on once someone already has their hand up and ready. So when they schedule an appointment, all those reminders are automated. We automate the shit out of almost everything that we can to win back our time. Yesterday, I talked to you guys about the 3 buckets. You're an entrepreneur. If you're a small business, you're either making money or you're making time or you're lacking purpose. The way that you purchase back time is with this process, okay? So second in aid, ADE, is the process of delegating. Hard thing to do for a lot of people. You hear the things, I'm afraid that they can't do it as good as me, etc. One thing I want to talk to you guys about, I'll look at you for this, is understanding that our core values matter, meaning everything is my fault. For example, you hear people say, I just can't find good help anyway. Wrong. I can't train people anyway. See the difference of accountability? No, nobody wants to work hard. I'm wrong. I can't inspire people to work hard. Put genius in the chat if you pick up what I'm putting down right now. Put genius in the chat if you understand that. This is a fucking difference between a losing mentality and a winning mentality. Okay? I see it all the time. They don't do this. Employees don't listen. Da-da-da-da-da. You need training as a manager. See, most entrepreneurs, if you're truly going from scratch, you were just put into the role of the boss. You didn't have to apply for it. You didn't have to have any special credentials. You were just there because you're there, but it doesn't mean you're prepared for it. So when we say everything is my fault and our core values every single morning, that's what we're talking about, so that you can make adjustments. So going with delegating, hiring virtual assistants, go ahead and screenshot this if you're not using it now. This is onlinejobs.ph, and this is myoutdesk.com. Onlinejobs.ph stands for the Philippines. Okay, you can hire people in the Philippines. Now, the 2 major differences with both of these platforms is, one is a full-on service that will hire and vet people for you. You got to pay a little bit more because they're doing all of that. The other one is like freelancers just posting their stuff and you can hire them. But where this gets really profitable for a lot of people is leveraging VAs is the cost difference. Okay, I'll break down some math to you. Go to my drawing board here. So anybody doing business in California here? Anybody doing business in California? You know? So check this out. A lot of people don't realize this, okay? If you put somebody on salary in California, it has to be double the minimum wage. So right now in California, if you want to hire somebody to be a salaried employee, you ready for this? It'll cost you about $60K. For salary. Now, remember when I told you yesterday, $60K is almost double what your average CEO is actually taking home. just let that sink in. $60,000 bucks. Now, mind you, think about these non-revenue generating activities. They're not hard. Virtually anyone could do it. They're entry-level positions. They're entry-level positions. But doubling the minimum wage to $60K, most small businesses will never be able to afford it. So our job is to pivot, and this is why we use virtual assistants, because those same tasks that you pay somebody 60 fucking grand to do, which makes no damn sense. Daniel, if we do this on, how much money do we save usually? Like, how many VAs can we get for the price of one full-time salaried employee? Yeah. So he was saying about $6 an hour, like 12 G's a year to do the same task. And you want to hear something crazy? Do y'all think they're working harder, more efficiently, or less hard? Like, come on now, this is crazy. Way fucking harder, way more thorough, right? Way more thorough. It's just worth more. It's just economics. Like, $6 here is not a lot, but if you live somewhere else, it may be a ton. So making sure when you have these non-revenue generating activities, you're not doing themselves because it could be wildly expensive, right? And by the way, those same people on entry level doing those are the same ones with the expected, raise every year. That math doesn't work. Those economics don't work. And Jason brings up another good point. And usually they're working while you're sleeping, so it allows you to now start running the clock 24/7 versus just the 8-hour to 10-hour workday that you're used to. Okay, so here's a list. Go ahead, take a screenshot of certain tasks that we may outsource. Everything from replying to customer support emails, and those phone call interviews, uploading replays from Zoom to Kajabi. Matter of fact, I asked you guys earlier, what are the non-revenue generating things that you guys are doing? I bet you a lot of them are on that list. So for example, take this call right here. We need to put into the Facebook group. We need to put into our platform. But imagine if I'm taking my A players, if I'm taking my Reyes who's behind there, who's really creative when it comes to marketing and can generate sales, and I have her uploading stuff. That's my fault as a CEO, not putting her in a spot to win and make money. So continuing on, removing and adding customer email lists. Actually, let me look at you here for a second. This is a big one. If you guys have a Facebook group or something, I remember I was paying salaried people to just add and remove people from a Facebook group. My daughter's 6. She legit can remove people from a Facebook group if I show her. So the challenge with VAs and when there's a lot of resistance is when you're wild in your business. When you lack repeatability, it's hard to train people. When everything is custom or has to go through you, you're not running a business right now. You're just providing a service and running everywhere. So everybody type this word in the chat, Loom. Can you go to Loom? Its website real quick. Loom. If you haven't used Loom before, you should. But Loom is a really simple software that allows you to record your screen, okay? Show it, say it, send it. Literally, you go there, record your screen. So for example, you hire a VA, you say, hey, this is how I add people to the Facebook group. You record your screen, you talk over it, you send the Loom. And now they have forever training. Loom, I think it's free, isn't it? Start? Yeah, it's free. Loom's free. Simple. Okay, back to that list. By the way, scale of 1 to 10, how helpful is this stuff so far? Just want to make sure this is the stuff that we were looking for, the juice we were looking for. Okay, good. All right, we'll keep rolling. Yeah, you guys take a screenshot of that. So much stuff. I went to a mastermind, and notice I'm always asking for help. I'll talk about a lot of people because I pay for a lot of help because I like to go fast and smart. But I was at a mastermind actually with Daniel in Las Vegas with Roland Frazier. Look at the screen here. And he introduced this concept, which I really loved, was turning all of your employees, and this may be referring to yourself, as super employees. I said, what's a super employee? He says, basically, you pair VAs with your superstars, people, profit producers, right? And so that they don't have to do any busy work. It would be the equivalent of taking your salespeople who are always closing and then giving them a virtual assistant to take notes and handle all of their CRM, et cetera. Or to take your marketing department and instead of writing sexy, persuasive messages, to get somebody to do all the tech stuff for them so it can go and they can oversee them. Make your employee a super employee so you get more return for that buck, right? More return for that buck. But makes sense if y'all are with me. But makes sense. If you have questions, feel free to ask me too. Hopefully we're on the same page, so it just makes sense. Okay, cool. Continuing on here. This is the biggest one. So I said you need aid. ADE. You need aid. Automate, delegate. Most important component, eliminate. How much shit are you doing right now that you just need to stop doing? How many clients do you just need to fire right now? Like, they're not that profitable. They're using all of your time. You need to stop. Getting you to 6 figures was you saying yes all the time. Getting you to 7 beyond is you saying no. I'll say that again for you. Getting you to 6 figures was you saying yeah all the time. Getting you to 7 and beyond is you saying no. Staying disciplined. Stopping things. To give you an idea, I showed you the example of the inbound phone calls, but other things that we had to eliminate when we decided to pivot as a company and get really focused on this education thing. Because remember, my background's agency. 5 years, 6 years just doing agency work. I had no desire to teach other than little shit that I had to do. I had to fire 300 clients one time. Maybe look at you guys. Just imagine this. All that recurring revenue that was there, but me as a CEO seeing the grander vision, more reach, more impact, more countries, more affordability for people, and then having to go, oh shit, I got to write an email right now and tell 300 clients that I'm out and that I'm giving my 30-day notice. And to eliminate and stop, take a step back to take multiple steps forward. You guys know right now, there's clients that you needed to fire. There's products or services that you may have offered in the past to get in the door that you need to stop because they're not profitable and they're not repeatable. I'm gonna keep saying that word to you, repeatable. OTF stands for Orange Theory Fitness franchise. Okay, I just said, hey, I'm out, gone. So, oh yeah, so Paul brings up, he says how much we were losing. I mean, honestly, that was probably and I'm gonna just round down, it was probably at least 100 grand a month, of money to just, whew. Now, mind you, it wasn't just blind, right? We had our Gene Pool and our other membership site, which, that was the focus, but it was pulling us apart too much as a team. Well, we're focused on this, and then we're focused on education, and then you just get really stressed out employees, and they're tired because they're just doing the motherfucking cha-cha all the day. Let me go do this, and then let me go do that, let me go do this, and it's what the fuck? They're dizzy. You got people passed out in the office just dizzy. I didn't know which direction I was going today, Billy. Whose fault is that? Mine. Okay? Back to the Prezi. Yeah, responding to every email. Look, FAQs, frequently asked questions. Frequently asked questions. Who does this the best? Netflix. I brought them up a little bit yesterday. But think of how many customers Netflix has. Most small businesses got 12. And we feel too busy dealing with clients. Netflix has 12 billion, and they ain't never talked to nobody on the phone because they're so good at simplifying their process, and then they just have an FAQ, frequently asked questions, to help you with whatever you need. And probably only 5 of them. That's how simple their process is. Let that sink in. You're probably doing too much. So now we're about to dive into you, okay? And I do not want you to half-ass this assignment. I want you to dig deep because this will instantly make you more money if you do. So we created this time audit worksheet for y'all, okay? To help you figure out what you need aid with to automate, delegate, eliminate, okay? I'm gonna start with this first question here, and then I'm gonna let you guys do your thing here for a second. But number one is, what are your, let me look at you guys here for a second. What is your number one PPA? Now, what I mean by PPA is your number one profit-producing activity. For example, me hosting this challenge is a profit-producing activity because obviously I'm gonna pitch you guys something at the end, duh, and I'm gonna make money doing that. This is the position that I should play. This is the role that I should have. Obviously, this is a profit-producing activity. This is where Billy's time needs. Billy cannot be spending time editing a fucking video at this stage of my career. Billy cannot spend time cleaning. Sounds great. Now listen carefully. Billy's willing to clean, but Billy should not be spending time cleaning. Imagine today if I said, you know what? I'm not gonna do this challenge. I'm gonna clean up the whole fucking office today. I say this because in small business, this is what you do. You look at your house damn, I just need to clean and get organized today. You lose money. Not fucking cleaning. I had an assistant for 8 years because it's profitable. I'm outsourcing everything. I'm buying back time so I can focus on my PPA. PPA for me is this challenge. PPA for me is a high ticket sales call. When I say high ticket, that call better be worth 6 figures. Okay? So maybe your PPA is someone coming in person, you having that appointment. Well, I want you guys to take 2 minutes right now, and I want you to write down, what is your PPA? Is it a phone call for you when you're talking to clients? Is it a Zoom? Is it a webinar? Is it getting people to your website? Because you got just honest stuff they can buy. 2 minutes on the clock, give me some thinking music. Everybody just obsess about what is your PPA? And be specific as you can, and don't you dare say something broad. Broad means marketing. That's way too broad. What is the actual thing that you can do to generate cash? Or in the past, when you collected money, what was that thing? Some of you, a PPA for you is having a booth at a trade show because you make shows at the trade show, at the local meetup. Yeah, it might be outbound calls. Exactly, Malcolm. That might be it. Or someone said selling cars. That might be demonstrating test drives. Your best PPA might be a test drive. You know, once people are on that test drive, you know you're going to close. Imagine if you did 10 test drives a day, and that was how you spent your time. You know you're going to make money that day. Right? Yes, getting people to the food cart. Right. Be very clear, guys. Be very clear. Like this, everything builds on what I'm going to teach you today. So I need you to answer this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I need you to try, okay? Even that, I see someone put affiliate marketing. What does that mean? Does that mean having conversations with affiliates? Like, make it tangible. Make it tangible. Make it tangible. Okay? And the second component to this, okay? Second component to this is how much does that PPA make you? For example, if you're on a sales call and you're selling something that's $1,000 and that sales call takes you about an hour, that's $1,000. That's a profit producing activity that gets you about $1,000 an hour. This will be different for everybody. And look, you may not have the answers, and that's why we're having the conversation. So you can get the answers because you need them. I want you to put in the dollar amount of like, man, if I was just doing this thing that makes me money all day, if I was just on the phone all day, if I was just doing webinars all day, if I was standing at my food cart all day, if I would, what is it? What is it? And that's okay if you haven't thought about it. Again, this is not to beat you up. This is to stretch your brain so you start thinking about it. I know most people haven't thought about it. That's why the first slide said, look, most businesses spend 80% of their time doing NRGs. Wasting their energy. That was a bar. What? That was a bar. Okay. So give me the amount, quick. Give me a dollar amount, ballpark it, make it up. Take a guess, your hypothesis. Give me an amount. How much is that PPA worth to you? That action that leads you to actually money. Put the number. Everyone put the number. It's required. Put the number. Put the number. What is that dollar amount? Put the number. Put the number. Put the number. I want you to look at everyone's putting, okay? Let's think about this. This is big money. This is big money, okay? Now, think about that number. Now, every time you spend an hour cleaning your fucking house, I want you to see how much money you're losing. Look at that number right now. Every single time, oh, let me just go look at a website logo. Let me go do market research. Let me go do this email. Let me update my course. Let me go da-da-da-da-da. Let me go. That's how much money you're losing every single time. Every time. I'm going to give you an assignment right now. And it's twofold. Pretty much to give you a breakdown of the day here, right? 8 to 5 o'clock. And I want you to write down what you typically do. Okay, now it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be this exact time. It's not important. But you need to, literally anything that you've done or do during a day, anything, I want you to note it. And then I want you to put a $ next to it. A $ if it makes you a little bit of money, $2 if it makes you a decent amount of money, $3 is holy cow, when I do this, it's crazy. Hint, most of the things that you type will be the $1 okay? So I'm gonna give you this clock, and I need you to stretch your brain and to do it. And as you start going, just start putting it in the chat, okay? Putting it in the chat. On your average day, when you're trying to figure it out, what do? What do? So you name the task, the item, and then put a $ next to it. Okay? I'm going to put about 5 minutes on the clock. Don't run from this. Do not do this. This audit is really important when it comes to spearheading an organization. Listen, I'm going to extend this a little bit longer. This is super important. So like someone just put 10 to 4 p.m. client time. Like literally itemizing what that means. I want you guys to be wildly granular. Like almost like if you had to take notes on yourself or you're observing animals in the Congo and you have to note it. Like, what do you mean? Like with a client, what does that mean? Like, do you go every time at 10 to 11 o'clock to go pick up your Starbucks? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? And if you are going to lunch, like, how are you getting to lunch? Are you driving there? How much time are you spending when you get there? When you're checking your emails, are you checking emails? Like, this is what I'm saying. Being intentional with our time, because every minute counts. You know, a lot of people, think like, hey, you know what? I don't have any time. Truth is, we're just really not efficient as humans most of the time. It's the truth. And this isn't to feel bad about yourself. It's to note it so you can be aware and change it. And look, here's a self-audit to check yourself. If somebody else were to read what you just typed, can they do it or attempt it? And if not, you probably weren't specific enough. Like Kim just put like wake son up for school. Yes, that now we're noting granular. Yes, if every morning you're waking up your son and he's going back and forth falling asleep and you're spending 20 minutes right in the morning on that, when you only got a 60-minute window, that's the kind of granularity I'm talking about. Yes. We're over here fronting. This is the time to share. Like even when you say, okay, when you say, hey, I teach. When you're teaching, how are you teaching? Are you writing an email series that people read? Are you on a Zoom call? Are you in person? Are you a tutor? Like, And you'll see this come up as we're talking about a marketing plan tomorrow too. Yes, that's a great example. Doing laundry all day Saturday. I understand that project, Eric. I understand that project. And it's like, look, if you're willing to give away that many hours in your day on laundry, what if you could just do 1 hour of your PPA and then hire out that? You know, and the other thing is, as you type this, you start to really look at how long it's taking you to do some things. And then the other side, and the biggest one that everyone's probably had the realization of is, hey, maybe I don't know what to do. We're not really taught this. We kind of just go at it. Okay. I realize this isn't an easy exercise, y'all, but that's also the point. Okay. It's also the point. And then it's the bigger aha of something in particular, which clearly, as a whole, we're realizing that we're not spending 90% of our time on PPAs. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest hole. Like our income is directly correlated with the amount of offers that we make, AKA PPAs. You want to make more money, you got to change your schedule. And you need to schedule make money. You know what I mean? Like right now we're scheduling to run a business, schedule to make money. I think it's going to be helpful. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a little experiment here. Okay. Everyone eyes up on me. The key. $ number 1 means stop doing that shit. Immediately. You gave something a $, you stop. You need to do what? If something has a $sign next to it, what do you need to do immediately? ADE. ADE. Automate, delegate, or eliminate. Yes, one of the 3. That's the point of this exercise. And the other thing that I can do, I can challenge you is tomorrow, I want you to, actually, I got a bonus assignment for you guys. Okay, I'll give someone a laptop, whoever does this the best. After we're done today, I want you to audit the rest of your day and your time and write down every fucking detail of what you do and start giving it scores. You have the biggest breakthrough you've ever had. Okay? Something to think about. So one key means stop doing that. 2 means those things need to be done, but might be able to be done by somebody else. And 3, those are the things that you need to allocate 80% of your time doing. That's the switch that needs to happen. 1, 2, 3. That's the game. That's the whole thing. If the only thing you took away from this entire challenge is just doing this, I guarantee you will be more profitable as a company. By far. And then this audit gets bigger, not to derail too much, but this is for you. When you start making your team do this too, you realize, like, what am I hiring people for? When you can really simplifying it, it's just a good awareness. Okay? So here's what I want to do. Let's see, there's 348 of us on the Zoom right now. I want to see 348 back. Okay? So I'm going to send you guys into breakout rooms. Okay? And in this breakout room, I'm going to call you up by person if you don't show up, and I'll call your phone, blow you up. I'm going to circle back to this list, okay? Actually, no, I'll touch on this now, and I'll circle back to my assignment. So look at this real quick. Look at this worksheet, and I'm giving you guys this too, by the way. So the second part of this exercise is all of the things with the $2 sign next to it, right? Like stuff that needs to be done, but not by you, needs to be done. What you do is you detail what the project is, write it out, and then record looms, and then that's your job description. You turn all the things that need to be done but not by you into a job description, and you hire it out. Maybe to a virtual assistant like I showed earlier, maybe to somebody here, depending on the complexity of the task. That's the game, okay? So I'm gonna send you guys into breakout rooms right now, and I want you guys to share, actually here, for the sake of time, because there's a whole second half on the shit that I wanna do. I'll go volunteers, okay? We'll do gauntlet style. I'm gonna give you guys about 60 seconds on the clock to continue thinking through this. But while that's happening, I want you to raise your hand high if you would like to share just one thing that you need to immediately stop, eliminate, automate right away, and how much money it's costing you, and how much time it's costing you. Just one thing. One great example of when you realize you're doing this, like, holy cow, am I really spending time doing this stuff? And I just want a handful of people to share. Let's choose about 6 people. Keep your hands up. Someone who hasn't volunteered yet. Okay, 6 people. Like, what am I doing? Like, what am I thinking doing this? This is costing me a fortune. This is not a PPA. This is not a PPA. About 6 people. Okay. Keep them up. Raise your hand. If you haven't volunteered, raise your hands. Raise your hands if you haven't. Okay. About 6 people. Don't worry, I will tell you what to replace those things with in regards to time. I'll kind of break you guys through your organizational chart that all of you guys need to have right after this, okay? So here we go. You ready, Ray? Well, for the sake of speed, give me 4 for the sake of speed. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Thank you. All right, Ms. Robinson, you're up. What is that thing that you need to automate, delegate, eliminate? You know you need to do it right now. What's it costing you?
Oh my gosh, it's costing me half of my day. Too much time. I'm spending time training someone else's team within my business.
Tell me more.
So I'm a financial service representative or broker, and I work with multiple teams, and I spend 3 hours in the morning training someone else's team rather than prospecting or spending time on.
That's light bulb right there. Like, live those 3 hours back doing a sales call or whatever it is. Yep, that's huge. All right, Jason, how about you?
Oh man, I spend all my time building and tweaking funnels and not enough time running ads to them and not enough time, so that's like, I'm a tech guy from way back. So I love it, but I'm a salesperson too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's not a sit. So I got to do more.
And it's hard to, look, that's the part too, when we're passionate about our creative, we get into it. Like, sometimes we got to put a little hold on it and realize this. I appreciate you sharing that. Angel, go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the things that's like causing me to lose the most money is like, I'll have $60 in my, this is something that happens quite often. I'll have like $60 in my bank account, and I could choose to spend that money on some advertising, but instead I go buy some weed and then
this is very honest,
buy some Taco Bell and just watch like
Angel,
YouTube
I appreciate
videos.
the honesty. Yes, dude. Stop smoking weed, man. Stop. I appreciate the realness. Okay.
But I appreciate the
Now, hey, look, Angel, this is what I'll tell you. It's like, look, you said it, but somebody else was doing it and didn't put it in the fucking chat. So that's all right, okay? Pauline, go ahead.
Hi. So I think for me, to automate, I need to really focus and automate and delegate is my lead generation. And I really want to focus on getting organic leads. And so instead of pulling lists, I really need to kind of automate and delegate. And I need to stop consuming content. I think that's kind of my Achilles heel.
I'll tell you the old adage, marketing is too expensive to leave it in the hands of just the marketing department. It is not. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I don't want to go too deep into marketing, but it's the domino. We'll break that down. But but your thinking is in the right way, but I'm gonna add a little twist to that. All right, Yadira, go ahead.
For me, it would be processing customer payments and collections. I can totally delegate that instead of spending the time to go to the bank. I could just send someone to do it. But there's something about receiving that money that you work so much for. I get a kick out of it, but I just need to stop because that does take a lot of time. And collections, somebody else could be doing it, like a virtual assistant in the Philippines. That would be a great job for someone else.
100%. We're all guilty of that, right? It's like you sell it, like to onboard, et cetera. That could be someone else that could bang through it. So that was a great one. Andrew, go ahead, man.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so we get lead sheets through our BDC department, and a lot of them are old leads or kind of, past leads, sales leads that we had. I spend many hours of my day going through, reading all the lists of past conversations to see if the customer worth calling. So yeah, going through call lists so I can focus more on open customers that come onto the lot, and which would in turn give me time to focus more on making ads to direct traffic.
Yeah. So what Andrew's basically saying is like the deciding where to put his energy on, right? Which prospects are worth it. Let me go through leads and lists, and let me look at you guys here for a second. Everyone type this in the chat for me. That would be an example of something that needs to be done, but he needs to automate that. That would be in an automate category. And we use a tactic, right, which we'll talk a little bit about tomorrow possibly, lead scoring. Type those words in the chat for me. Lead scoring, lead scoring, lead scoring, which is basically saying, hey, if this client makes X amount of money, does X, Y, and Z, then send them there. But if this person isn't qualified, they go here. And it's basically just a smart application. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but yes, that's a great point there, Andrew, that you bring up. So everybody, round of applause for everybody up here real quick. Round of applause for Sharon. I appreciate you guys. Yep. Even Angel, I appreciate you, but I'm gonna whoop your ass if you keep that like. Okay. But yes, everyone, same page here. So like, my biggest thing with all of you guys is that I just don't come back here for a second. The thing I'm hoping to eliminate from your soul today is the befuddlement and the confusion of why am I not making more money? Because the answer is literally in the last 6 minutes. That's why. Look at your schedule. Just look at your schedule and what you're doing. That's why you're not making more money. It's not a mystery. It's not luck. You just haven't figured out a way and system to do that, which obviously I'm going to teach you. Okay. So let's go back to the Prezi. Kind of go to the next element of this. Okay. We're going to play a little game real quick. As one of my coaches told me, again, going to coaches, this is the speed track to success. If you don't have an assistant, if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. If you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. We're going to play it again. If you don't have a marketing department or person, you are the marketing department. Yeah, you're getting good at this. If you don't have a sales rep or salesperson, you are come on. You're the salesperson, baby. If you don't have somebody to fulfill or do customer service, you are the fulfill. That's your job. Some of you are over here claiming CEO, but before you're CEO, you're all this other stuff. That's why you're stressed out. Okay? So now that you're going to get rid of all these NRGs, these non-revenue generating activities, what do you actually do? This is an organizational chart. You guys have probably seen this since, business forever. That's probably your jam. And it looks something like this, right? CEO's up top. Oh, I'm a badass. I'm the CEO. But without, and all you have different businesses. As a matter of fact, I want to show you guys something. Everybody type in your industry real quick. Okay, everybody type in your industry real quick. Okay, anything from solar to e-com, real estate, digital marketing, beauty, Etsy, finance, e-com, beauty, art, training, workbooks, car sales, music. It doesn't matter, everything, right? I love how different this is. Because what's going to apply to every single one of you is what I'm about to show you, regardless of anything that you're typing right now. In business, you need marketing. You need a way to attract people to you, okay? In business, you need sales. You need a way to collect money and to persuade people. And then you need someone to deliver the good, period. All of these operations happen in every single company, whether you're a solopreneur or you're a Fortune 100. These aspects are there, okay? And so I want to ask you guys right now, and we'll do this in real time. In the chat right now, who's in charge of your marketing? Type it in the chat. And if it's you, just put me. Just type it in the chat. We got way too many me's in here. Got way too many me's, okay? I'm going to circle back to that answer because that one is, look, everyone's in marketing, but if I ask you how many people are advertising right now, the answer would make me too upset and I'd walk off stage. So don't get me going there. We'll do that tomorrow before I get on your ass about that. But you're starting to fill in the blanks here, okay? What about sales? Who's in charge of your sales? Type in the chat. A lot of me's, y'all. Oh, who's the person that fulfills? Lot of me's. Lot of me's. Now wait, one more question. Who's exhausted? Who's exhausted? Yeah, as you should be. You're doing 4 jobs in one. You're doing 4 jobs in one. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a switch one of our coaches taught us that stuck with me forever. Okay, you'll never have time as long as you're in all these departments, right? I'm gonna show you how to get money, but I'm also gonna show you how to get time, and we'll talk about these things, okay? So let me show you how to scale, but how to stay lean. How to scale, but how to stay lean, right? And look, by the way, there's no right way to do this. If you want to do all those jobs, you can. But you need to put more automation so it doesn't take up all your time to do those things. If you want to continue to grow a team, you can do that too. But this is the biggest switch. Notice something, okay? I'm gonna show you 2 pictures. There it is there, and then I'll look at this one here. What switched? Here? Here, what switched? Say you one more time. Here? Here. What switched? The CEO. The CEO. See, remember when the CEO was on top looking down at everybody? When you switch and the CEO supports everybody else hitting their goal, that's how you get fucking time when you scale. Okay? When the CEO is going to the marketing department, hey, how can I help you hit your goals? Because somebody else is responsible for it, right? Or sales, hey, how can I support your sales? Because someone's responsible for it, right? And then the same with fulfillment. So the objectives of your marketing is to create inbound opportunities. Okay? The objective of your sales is to close those opportunities. And then the objective with the fulfillment is to retain. Retention, win back customers, etc. These are the core fundamental elements of every business on the planet. There is no exclusions to this. I don't like talking in absolutes, but this is pretty damn absolute. Okay? So that's your new org chart. When you're the CEO, your job is to support everybody else hitting their goals. That's how you win time and money. Okay? So, and when you're doing this, and you pay attention to me here, everybody type this word in the chat for me. Single metric. Single metric. Single metric. You need to be so simplified in your business that everybody has one thing that they come into work trying to do. For example, if you can't graph it, then you can't staff it. Oh, hey, that was another bar. That shit was new. Write that one down for me. I'm gonna hit that one again. If you can't graph it, then you can't staff it. Let me break down what that means. Hypothetical, you're taking the marketing department and you say, hey, marketing, your goal is every single day you need to create 30 opportunities for our salespeople. Whether that be a phone call, a Zoom call, getting people into a store, getting people to a website to do live chat, whatever. You need to create 30 selling opportunities, period, in every single day. And then you should be able to graph out their performance. Okay, on March 1st, you got 15 appointments. On March 2nd, you got 17. Oh, awesome job. On the 3rd, you killed it. You got 30. On the 4th, 22, 5, 11, 24, 30. Now, when you're coaching people, you don't have to waste time trying to dive into anything. The conversation is really simple. What can I do to help you get your numbers? See, I'm the CEO, I support. Hey, what can I do to help you get your numbers? I noticed that, on the 5th and the 6th, you're it's a little bit low. We had 5, 11, 24. What can I do to support you? What's going on? Then they don't do it consistently. You know what happens next? Anybody want to take a guess? When you're consistently not meeting expectations? Yeah, you're fired. But look how the conversation goes. See, I told you guys about how many people get sued and most people get sued. I'll look at you for a second. reason why most people get sued is because you'll let somebody go and then you have a disagreement. I did this and you did this and rah, 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 and contractor brief, da, 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 da. When you change your management style to performance-based, there's no conversation. Hey, for the last 3 months, you didn't meet expectations. First month, I wrote you up. Second month, I wrote you up. Third month, this is the final, or second month was final notice. Third month, this is termination. I appreciate you coming out. And they know it's coming too. It's all pretty straightforward. But also, think about, like someone mentioned, forgot her name, how much time she spends training. How much easier did it just get to train somebody when there's only one thing that you do? The problem with small businesses is we have so much going on because of our limited, or because of our chaos, because of our lack of discipline. We try and teach somebody how to do our job. But go back to my Prezi for a sec. Go back to our Prezi. Look at this. Hold on. Keep it. You go that camera view. Okay, look at this. We try and staff people to do our job. But remember, your answers to this. You're the marketing, you're the sales, you're the fulfillment. How do you train somebody to do 3 jobs? You don't. You don't pay them enough to do 3 jobs, and they're also overwhelmed. This is why companies break. The lack of simplification, automation, delegation, and elimination. Scale of 1 to 10, how much fire am I spitting right now? Because it's just crazy. I'm in a zone. I'm in a zone. You just know I'm in a zone right now. And matter of fact, we haven't done it in a while. Paul, go to the camera real fast. Like, I'm going to just feel it in my hips. Like, I'm going to just show you guys how much fire in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Like, that's the zone. That's the zone, right? Okay, so going back. It's just so unnecessary. Going back to the new org chart and the single metrics. Now you have a rhythm meeting. Hey, marketing, what's going good? What's going bad? Hey, what's going good is that we got our 30 opportunities for the day. What can be improved is the quality. Awesome, love it. Do, I'm done. Then we go to the sales. Hey, what was your revenue yesterday? Okay, I did 13K. I did 10K. Got it. That's what's going good. What can be improved? Matter of fact, I'll give you guys those questions. Type this in the chat for me. What's going good? What can be improved? Type those in. What's going good? What can be improved? Okay. What's going good? What can be improved? That's your meeting cadence. That's what you talk to your team about when you're supporting them. Awesome job today, guys. I'm looking at your metrics right here. All right, what's going good? What can be improved? That's it. Cool. Ready for the third question? Gotcha. How can I support you to exceed a goal? And get them what they need. Versus being at the top of the chair, you didn't do this, what's wrong with you? Ah, la, 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 la. Nobody responds well to that shit, or wants it, or desires it, and it's ineffective. Talk to you about this concept of a scoreboard. See, once you graph things out, and people can see it, people start acting different, give you perspective. I'll look at you guys for this. We can go to the crane, okay? Let's take what's everybody's favorite sport? Just type it in the chat real quick. Doesn't have to be a big deal. Type me your favorite sport, okay? Whatever, basketball, fine. So let's say we're all playing basketball right now in a big game, all right? And give me the gallery behind me. And if we're all playing a big game of pickup basketball, but we weren't keeping score, we're just kind of out there, pass the ball, there's no score. Scale of 1 to 10, how hard would you play? 10 being hard as hell, 1 being not that hard. There's no score, you're just out here, everybody's out here, right? See, some people are really competitive, but thinking about your team, majority of people wouldn't really play hard, okay? Now, let's say that we play basketball again, and this time, we're keeping score. How hard do you play now, scale of 1 to 10? Now we're keeping score, okay? Yeah, everyone's putting 10, but that's actually not true because of this question right here. If you were keeping score and everybody that you knew, loved, and cared about was watching you, and I publicly live streamed the whole thing, spent advertising dollars on it, and I had everybody watching you play, now how hard do you play? How hard do you play? Now, see, your numbers just jump through the roof. That's the significance of graphing out your metrics in the business. Is that everybody can see what you're doing within the company. Go back to the Prezi for a second, okay? For example, you want to pull that up over there? Yeah, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay. There's a good book on this called 4 Ds of Execution. So take a scoreboard. These are just made up hypotheticals, like just whatever, just to show you guys a picture, okay? Take Taka and Maxim. They work with us. You guys will talk to them. But let's say, okay, Taka one day, he does $5,000. Maxim does $1,500. Well, look at this. Taka gets green for the day. You display the metrics to everybody so everybody has access on them. Everybody's watching the game. You want to play differently now too, like, oh shit, whole team knows that Maxim beat me, da-da-da-da-da, and you just display it. You display the metrics. The book is called The 4 Ds of Execution, the 4 Disciplines of Execution, okay? But this would be an example of not just graphing it, but just transparency in the team. And this is also a way where you don't have to manage. One of my coaches said, you know, I'll look at you guys with this. He said, you know, I said, well, how do you motivate people, right? And he just said, if you have to motivate people, they shouldn't work there. You gotta motivate people, they shouldn't work there. Not a fucking babysitter. Look for team. Like, you want to work this? Cool. We can go at this together. All right, let's go back to the present. Even graphing out NRG things. So, you know, for example, like everyone's gonna have a customer service or something along that. Someone who handles, like, you know, dealing with a lot of client relations. One of our metrics we use are reviews. Hey, how many reviews did you get today? Why? Because we know reviews lead to sales. So yeah, how many reviews did you get today? And that's your whole job. Get reviews, or hey, referrals. How many referrals did you get today? How many reviews did you get today? That's it, right? So if you look, you can go to Google, type in Billie Jean's Marketing Google Reviews. We'll go back to that one. Let me know when she has it pulled up. But if you go to Billie Jean's Marketing Reviews, it's because we asked for a lot of reviews. And in the coaching / education space, I would probably argue we have more Google reviews than anybody because nobody asked them. Let's go to Reyes, right? There it is. We got 4.7. We got 907 reviews. Because we ask, because it's a metric. It's been a metric at a lot of times, right? But especially in our category, no one has fucking reviews in our category. So something to think about, all right? Let's go back to the present, okay? As CEO, it's your job to make sure that you're assigning a single metric that is aligned with a PPA, a profit-producing activity. So that way, you know, on any given day, 90% of your company is focused on asking for money, doing something that generates cash. But I want to give you a visualization, as someone talked about earlier, okay? Pop quiz. Out of all the departments, which is the most important? And they're all significant, but what's the most important? What's the most important? And it doesn't mean the other ones are not important. Everyone putting sales. Dude, it's the marketing. Look at the domino effect. When you have marketing, that creates the opportunities for the sales. When you have sales, that creates the opportunity to have customers for fulfillment. Most people don't scale because they don't have the marketing. But, as we talked earlier, it's the most important piece because nothing exists without it. It's the most important piece because nothing exists without it. So why the fuck are we always trying to outsource it? Because it's hard. That's why. But just think about that. It's the most important piece that dictates all of our pays, but we're like, we just want to pay somebody to do it. Which makes it a very lucrative career for people like myself and other agencies and shit. Because we're like, okay, all right, we win. But if you're a business owner and you're wondering why you can't scale, it's because the most important piece, you're trusting to someone else. They have other priorities. And more importantly, you're probably not paying them enough to get excited about it. Right now, if you hire me as an agency, I'm taking a percentage of your company and you're going to cut me a 6-figure check. That's where the game develops. Because without the marketing, the rest doesn't exist. Marketing is too important to be left to the marketing department. Marketing is too important to be left to the marketing department. Okay? And asterisk, have a phenomenal marketing department. Like it's the juice, you know? So I'm going to build out your business plan with you guys right now. I'm going to call it the napkin business plan, not the, when I was at the University of San Diego, you know, you do the business plans like 20 pages and you're doing all this other crazy stuff. I'm going to give you the real napkin business plan to hit your goals. Okay? Starts like this. And you guys will do this in real time here. Right now, type in the chat, type in one sentence like I'm in 5th grade, what product or service you're selling. Go ahead. Type in one sentence like I'm in 5th grade, what product or service are you selling? Quick. Quick. One sentence like I'm in 5th grade, what product or service are you selling? Okay? Be specific, be clear. Be specific. I don't know what financial services means. If I'm in 5th grade, I have no idea what you sell. No idea. As an adult, if you say financial services, I don't know what you sell. Yeah, like there you go. I sell swimsuits. I understand that. Good. That's the level of clarity that must be had. Okay? But I want you guys to be even more specific. Okay? I want you to be specific about what kind of swimsuit you want to sell. Right? Just anything. Just be specific. Art lessons, cool. But you need to have something singular in your mind right now for the sake of this example. Even if you go beyond that letter, I want you to have something singular for the sake of this example so you can do this business plan. Just a single product that people love. Singular. Because I told you the importance of simplification. Singular. Okay? So now that you got your singular product you're going to focus on. Everybody put ready if you're ready to go on. Put ready in the chat if you're ready. Singular. Put ready if you're ready. Once you got your singular. There you go. Okay? You need to have that clarity. You're singular. That's how I'll be able to help you most tomorrow. When you're singularly clear, okay? Now I want you to put what the price of that thing is, that singular product or service. What's the price? Go ahead. Don't give me a range. No ranges. No ranges. I need exact price for this. Give me exact price. Go ahead. Go ahead. Good. Now the next aspect. The whole idea behind this challenge is for a 7-figure transformation. 7-figure means you get in the $1 Million Club, right? The 2 comma, which Russell actually got from people talking about the 3 comma club, which is Mark Cuban and worked backwards. Side note. Okay, goal is $1 million. So you need to figure out how many of those items that you need to sell. What's $1 million divided by your price? And that's the number of sales that you need. So I want everybody to do that math. What's $1 million divided by your price of that thing? $1 million divided by that price. And then type in that number, whatever number that is. That's your number of sales. For example, you're $1 million and you're selling $5,000, then you'd have to sell 2,000. I think that math's off. Is 200, 2,000? 100 to 200, maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's 200. Yeah. Okay, so everyone got your numbers, whatever the number is. Now, I understand if it overwhelms you, that's okay. That's okay. I understand if it overwhelms you. You're starting to, yes, you're getting a lot of light bulb moments here. I don't want you to worry about the feasibility or the possibility right now. I want you to worry about the clarity. Everyone says, how do you make $1 million? This is literally how to make $1 million. $1 million divided by the price, and that's how many sales you need. That is the answer. So now it gets even more uncomfortable because however many sales you need to make, you're going to need 5 times more of the opportunities. So whatever number of sales you just typed in, I want you to multiply that times 5. Whatever your number was for sales, I want you to multiply that times 5. For example, if you said I need 200 sales, well, times 5, that means you need 1,000 conversations because you're not going to close everybody. You're not just going to get the sales. So the marketing's metric would be, I need you to get 1,000 appointments this year. The sales would be, I need you to close 20% of these. The student success would be, I need you to make 200 people really happy and keep them coming back and get a referral from each of them. That's a fucking napkin business plan. Simple. That's how you fucking win. Simple. And now you're seeing it. Like, look at some of the big numbers here, right? 225 or 125,000 conversations. Clearly, we're talking about a lower ticket. And actually, I'm going to ask you this, truthfully. When you're really looking at the math to go to 7, how does it make you feel? You get one word to describe it. How does that make you feel? One word to describe it. Maybe doable. Some overwhelmed, some fuck. Yeah, like it's everywhere. Defeated. Yeah, it's there. It's some more. It's everywhere. There's mixed emotions. There's mixed emotions. Let me tell you, the reason why it may seem far stretched for people is because you're used to doing hand-to-hand combat. Anybody know what hand-to-hand combat is in sales? Let me look at you. Hand-to-hand combat is where you are literally talking to every single customer face-to-face, in person, going through it, and it's hard to get. It's a scale, especially if you have a low ticket. If you have a low price and you're selling things face-to-face, it's going to be the most overwhelming thing ever. But I'll flip it on you. Look at this. I get to pitch to 300 people right now at the same time, in the same 90 minutes where most people are talking to one. Now, I can only make that happen because I have good marketing to get people here. So let's go to slides for a second. The game, right? And the game is rigged, okay? Because the game is rigged for people who know how to reach the masses. That's the truth. It is way easier for people to get rich when they know how to reach a shitload of people. So I have this stat here. 6 out of 100 businesses will make it to 7 figures statistically. They all haven't learned from Billie Jean, but you know, the traditional math is 6 out of 100. That means right here, right now, let's take 300 people there. That means 18 of you. 18 of you get 7 figures. The rest will not, according to the math, because of their inability to make those massive offers, right? They're not good at creating opportunities. They're not good at the marketing. And a lot of people are unwilling to learn it so that they can get ahead. So guess what we're doing tomorrow, y'all? Guess what we're doing tomorrow? We're going hard on a short napkin marketing plan to show you how much time you can save and how many fucking offers that you can save. I'd love to show this example. I'll kind of tease you with this, get ready for tomorrow here. But I'd love to show this example. Let's go by drawing board, please. Okay. Type in the chat for me again. I asked you yesterday. I'll ask you again real quick. How many people do you ask to buy every day? How many people do you ask to buy every day? Quick. Just give me a number, like ballpark, whatever. Like put your da-da-da, okay? Single digits, hundreds, 3 to 5, etc. Cool, 7K. Cool, yeah. Look. When you're advertising, you can put $10 in that damn machine and ask 1,000 to 2,000 people a day to buy. That's how you hit your ridiculous goals, is by putting your offer in the masses. Simple, not easy, simple. So tomorrow, I'm gonna show you how to do it. And the cool thing is, what I'm gonna show you is you can do this completely solo. You don't need a fucking other person on your team. Show you how to get there literally by yourself. Now, I don't recommend doing that, but you can. Okay, I'll show you both ways and the playbook to do it. And so don't feel overwhelmed, right? Like, it's good for you to know the numbers, but I'll show you a simple, not easy, but a simple way to get there. Okay, let me look back at here. I have an assignment for you guys right now this second. Okay. By the way, let me just ask you, scale of 1 to 10, what's today fire? Scale of 1 to 10, what's today fire? Good. Tomorrow, torch. If this was a candle, motherfucking match, tomorrow, lighting that bitch on fire. Like, this stage gonna explode. Okay. So let me do this. Go to Prezi for a second. Okay. Right now, assignment is I want everybody to take out your cell phones. Hold your cell phones up to the cam. Hold your cell phones up to the cam. Hold your cell phones up to the cam. Let me see your cell phone. Helen, Pauline, Delaney, Tim, Caroline, let me see your phone. What up? Simon, Wanda, Jonathan, Brandon, hold your phones up. Jason, okay? Go to the group 567 challenge. Ray, show it on your screen real quick. And everyone at this point is, you say what? Ray wants me to tell, can you tell them whatever you just said?
Okay.
Yeah, you got your mic.
Hi. Hi. If any of you are watching this Zoom right now live on your phone, you won't be able to go live in the Facebook group. So just do it after, because a couple people had their videos muted because of that. So just giving you a heads up. But if you're watching us right now on your desktop, you can totally go live from your phone. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So live, and if for some reason you have it doing live, then literally record a short video and upload it, but try and go live. And I want to talk about, look, I'm not super woo-woo manifestation, but I definitely believe in visualization and calling your shot.